The important discussion around workforce development continued at the Museum of Flight this spring. The Association of Washington Business Institute hosted the 2023 Workforce Summit, presented by T-Mobile, to a packed house of motivated employers, educators, and regional workforce officials. MC and Aerospace Futures Alliance CEO Emily Whitman got things going.
We are obviously here today to address one of the top issues that we hear from our employer members all the time, which is a lack of qualified workers.
The morning continued with an overview on Washington's current workforce landscape.
As we see the baby boomer generation moving out of the workforce, I do think we're going to have a long-term challenge in terms of a lot of people leaving the workforce, not necessarily as many people coming into the workforce.
That was followed by an update on the Workforce Task Force report, which was put together with help from information gathered at last year's Workforce Summit.
We wanted to make sure that a lot of this stuff was actionable and things that would help people today, because it's an urgent issue for everybody.
Then, leading workforce-focused employers shared their best practices.
Putting your heart out there and trying and seeing someone who just wouldn't come to you in the traditional way or works in the traditional manner, and making a road for them is one of the most rewarding things, I think, as employers and as people that we will ever experience.
After lunch, education leaders helped connect the dots between secondary, post-secondary, and beyond.
Every single one of our academic programs has an industry advisory committee composed of business leaders to make sure that the curriculum is relevant, to make sure that we are providing internship opportunities for students, and that students are succeeding post-graduation.
We all want the same thing, and that's our students or community members to be contributing members of our individual communities. And the power of networking and partnerships between public education and industry partners, I think, will get us farther toward that goal than us doing that work in isolation.
And the day wrapped up with a spotlight on education and employer partnerships in action.
High school students don't want to sit and watch machines run. They don't want to shadow. They actually want to get their hands in there and do and build parts. So they weren't assigned to just one project. It was multiple projects all the time.
There's infrastructures and supports in K-12 public education that can support this workforce development, and I think the power is then in maximizing that infrastructure to really deliver on behalf of the workforce partners that are looking for skilled workers.
Brian Temple, AWB News.